The world is not fair. It never was and it never will be. This isn't pessimism, it's realism. And understanding this fundamental truth is the first step toward building real strength and achieving meaningful success. For too long, we've been conditioned to believe that fairness governs outcomes, that merit always gets rewarded, and that playing by the rules guarantees success. But look around. Do you see fairness determining who succeeds? Do you see the most ethical people always winning? Or do you see something else entirely? People who understand the game as it actually is, not as we wish it were. You've been told since childhood that life will reward fairness, that if you work hard and play by the rules, good things will come. Yet, you watch as others who seem less deserving advance faster, gain more opportunities, and achieve better outcomes. This creates frustration, bitterness, and a sense of powerlessness that weakens your ability to succeed. Here's where Machiavelli's insights become invaluable. He didn't write about how the world should be. He wrote about how it is. Human nature is mixed, generous and selfish, loyal and fickle, honest and deceptive. Power dynamics shape outcomes, and those who grasp this reality navigate more effectively than those who cling to comforting illusions. The belief in fairness as a governing principle creates a subtle dependency. You start waiting to be recognized instead of building undeniable value. You react instead of positioning. You look outward for justice instead of inward for capability. Real strength begins the moment you stop asking, "Why isn't life fair?" and start asking, "How do I win regardless?" Write it down. Strength over fairness. 1. Trade fairness. Dependence for capability dependence. Fairness is soothing, but it makes you fragile. It creates an external locus of control where your mood, motivation, and self-respect hinge on how others treat you. When credit goes elsewhere, when rules bend for the well-connected, when loyalty follows convenience, resentment flares and judgment clouds. Machiavelli warned, those who expect people to behave ideally become predictable and exploitable. The antidote is capability dependence, relying on skills, strategy, relationships of mutual benefit, and visible results. You pivot from, "Is this fair?" to "What action increases my leverage?" You build emotional regulation, strategic thinking, value creation, and alliance management. Ethics still matter, but not as a guarantor of outcomes. You behave ethically because it builds trust and self-respect, while assuming others may not. When faced with unfairness, ask 3 questions. 1. What does this teach me? 2. How do I protect myself next time? 3. What capability, if developed, would make me less vulnerable here? Those who rely on fairness remain at the mercy of others. Those who build capability create their own justice through competence and positioning. 2. Use a realistic model of human nature as a strategic edge. Idealism about people, expecting consistent rationality, gratitude, and fairness, creates blind spots. Realism creates foresight. People act in perceived self-interest, especially under pressure. Incentives beat lectures, consequences beat appeals. If honesty is rewarded and lying penalized, honesty rises. If loyalty is reciprocated and disloyalty costs, loyalty increases. Design around this. Reward what you want repeated. Make poor behavior expensive. Structure agreements so the other party's interest aligns with the right outcome. Study patterns, history, markets, teams, and observe incentives in real time. You'll predict shifts in loyalty, competition, and cooperation, not with cynicism, but with clarity. This is not exploitation, it's responsible architecture for better outcomes. Before any critical interaction, map motivations, fears, and pressures. Ask, what structure elicits the best behavior while protecting me from the worst? Realism beats wishful thinking. every time. 3. Stop complaining. Convert unfairness into strategy. Complaining signals weakness. It broadcasts that you see yourself as acted upon, not acting. It rarely changes behavior, but it reliably attracts opportunists. Worse, it carves victimhood into your neural pathways. Replace complaint with strategic response. Process emotions privately. Then analyze. Why did this happen? What leverage was missing? What pattern is emerging? What move changes the incentives? Distinguish between venting and assertive communication. State the behavior, the impact, and the change you'll enforce. Save confrontation for meaningful violations. For minor slights, enforce quiet, consistent consequences. Practice this swap for 1 week. Each time you want to complain, write the pattern, a protective change, and a capability to build. Strategic response builds strength. Complaining invites tests. 4. Build personal power through competence, not entitlement. Entitlement argues you should be rewarded. Competence makes reward inevitable. Sustainable power comes from solving hard problems others cannot, creating value that's tough to replace, and delivering results on repeat. Audit your value. Which skills are scarce and rising in demand? Which problems do you solve better than most? Where are your systems that produce consistent outcomes? Documented processes, proof of impact, references who advocate for you? Continue to update your capabilities as conditions change. Add emotional intelligence, clear communication, persuasion, calibrated empathy, social awareness. Combine it with operational systems so your performance isn't a heroic sprint, but a reliable machine. Competence compounds. Wins lead to bigger canvases, which create new skills and reputational gravity. Entitlement decays. It depends on external judgment. Shift your identity to builder, not petitioner. 5. Let strategic thinking outrun moral outrage. Outrage feels righteous. Strategy produces results. Machiavelli reminds us, people see what you appear to be. If indignation drives your visible behavior, you may forfeit influence precisely when you need it most. Be values-led and tactics-flexible. Sometimes you confront directly. Sometimes you document, reposition, and make future theft impossible. Sometimes you exit. Extend your time horizon. Would short-term spectacle harm long-term position? Often, accepting a small loss while building greater leverage produces a better endgame. Process emotions privately. Act publicly with design. Ask what response prevents repetition, improves my leverage, protects my reputation, and aligns with my ethics? Strategy need not be cold. It's principled effectiveness. 6. Create internal success standards and keep external signals in view. External scoreboards, titles, praise, viral metrics fluctuate with politics and timing. If your identity rides those waves, your motivation will too. Build internal standards around controllables, effort invested, skills gained, value delivered, systems created, problems solved, progress toward personally meaningful aims. Define your metrics. Review them on a cadence. Celebrate internal milestones independent of applause. Stay responsive to market feedback. Adapt without handing your self-worth to it. This stabilizes your emotions, accelerates learning, and frees you to pursue ambitious long-range work that often earns recognition later. Write it plainly. Internal standards equals independence from validation. Putting it all together. You've seen why begging for fairness weakens you and how Machiavellian realism, applied ethically, makes you formidable. The integration looks like this. Replace fairness with capability. Stop waiting. Start building leverage. Architect incentives. Reward the behavior you want. Make violations costly. Convert complaints into moves, map patterns, change structures, develop missing skills, compete on competence, scarce skills, repeatable systems, visible outcomes. Choose strategy over spectacle, principles intact, tactics adaptive, run on internal metrics, motivation from mastery, not from applause. Yes, be ethical, treat people well, but don't outsource your results to the hope that everyone else will do the same. Understand reality, then design for it. Immediate actions. 1. Capability audit. Identify one skill that, if mastered, makes you harder to ignore. Schedule daily reps. 2. Incentive redesign. Choose one relationship, clarify expectations and consequences, make good behavior easy and bad behavior expensive. 3. Complaint to strategy ritual. Catch yourself once today. Write a plan instead. Execute one step. 4. Systemize a win. Document a process you do well so it produces consistent results without heroics. 5. Internal scoreboard. Set 3 controllable weekly metrics. Review every Friday and iterate. This is not about becoming cynical, it's about becoming unshakable. You can prefer fairness while refusing to depend on it. You can honor your values while mastering the game as it is. That's adult power. Clear eyes, steady hands, consistent results. If this perspective resonates, anchor it. I choose strategic strength over fairness dependence. Carry it forward. Watch how your decisions sharpen, your circle improves, and your outcomes compound. Because when you stop begging for fairness and start building real strength, you become the kind of person others respect, and the kind of force that succeeds regardless of external conditions.